Why are African Americans still dying at the hands of law enforcement in this country?
You gotta move. Honey. Ridiculous.
This profanity-laced rant sent veteran Cincinnati police officer Rose Valentino to desk duty.
Why are you firing everybody else?
On April 5th, she was pulling into the District 3 station to fill out a report when she noticed vehicles lined on the street to pick up students from school. She activated her lights and quickly became angry when they didn't move.
Now what in the hell is this?
Is she gonna just sit there?
Body and dash camera video just released by CPD shows what happened next.
Dumb. Oh, I hate him so much. Oh, I hate this world.
After rolling up her cruiser's window, she uses the N-word.
They all do.
Hate him.
Valentino told investigators a black student gave her the finger, which led to her outburst. She was one of 4 officers profiled by WNWT and featured in a nationally televised reality show in 2011.
She obviously knew Robbie was watching her, and she obviously didn't mind.
Policewomen of Cincinnati.
Never a dull moment. You go into every situation as if it's the first time, you've dealt with that sort of thing.
In Valentino's most recent performance review, dated after the rant, she was complimented as a hard worker.
Goddamn pimps. You're all in it together.
A grieving family upset with police after the deadly shooting of a 3-year-old. We do thank you for joining us on 8 News Now at 5. I'm Brian Loftus.
I'm Denise Valdez. 8 News Now reporter Joshua Peguero standing by with the heartbreaking reaction, of course, from that family. But we start tonight with 8 News Now investigator Kyle Payne with what actually led up to this shooting. Kyle?
Brian, Denise, it happened at an apartment complex near Silverado Ranch around 1:20 this morning. Police say they responded to calls of a man beating up a woman. And then they saw that man with a gun.
You lying sack of shit.
The male was armed with a handgun and fired his weapon in the parking lot of the apartment complex.
Who are they shooting at?
This apartment complex on Maryland and Wigwam, Metro Police Captain Ryan Wiggins said Tuesday morning, telling the assembled media that when police got there, they were told the gunman went back inside with his handgun and a juvenile.
I don't see a gun!
Later determined to be a 3-year-old. That's when they called for backup.
Ultimately, the suspect exited the residence while pointing a firearm at the juvenile, holding that juvenile hostage.
Which one you aiming at?
A hostage situation, now escalating. The man, police say, refusing to surrender, walking toward the cops, gun in hand. That's when the police opened fire and shot the man, but not before that man, police say, also got a shot off.
Open fire!
The suspect, while pointing his firearm in the direction of the juvenile, discharged his firearm.
Now the man and the toddler both shot dead. Metro not saying for certain whose bullet killed the kid.
Don't go there yet, Cotton. All police ain't bad.
Metro generally gives us as much information as they can within 72 hours, so by Friday we may have some more clarity on exactly what happened, Denise.
And Kyle, no doubt, of course, that determining which bullet killed that little boy will definitely tell us a lot about who actually took his life.
Because the child's family is pushing back against police claims, telling 8 News Now the child's father did not have a gun pointed at the 3-year-old.
8 News Now reporter Joshua Peguero joining us live near the scene tonight with the emotional interview. Joshua?
Brian, Denise, 3-year-old Contray Quinn Allen Baker died this morning after his mother called police to report a domestic disturbance involving the child's father, her boyfriend. But after that is where her version of the events differs from what police told us this morning.
I don't call the police unless I feel like my life is threatened. And I felt like my life was threatened. And not only was my life threatened, but my son's life was threatened.
Why do you open your mouth?
Ronika Pate says the man threatening her at the time was her son's father. She says she told officers how volatile the situation could get.
He was carrying my son, walking towards the officers. All, I want to say 7 or 8 officers had their weapons fully drawn. They were commanding him to stop.
What were you doing?
But he was not. He was not armed, and he had my son, so he didn't stop, and that's when the officers all opened fire.
Pate just can't believe her son is gone.
He was loved, and he was going to do great things in this world.
Metro says the child's father was pointing a gun at the child as he walked towards officers disobeying commands. The child's grandfather, Ron Pate, questions Metro's training.
Last time I checked,
what hostage situation requires the hostage being killed.
Ron Pate says this hostage situation should have ended peacefully.
If anybody's family is in any hostage situation, you better go get them yourself, because they're going to be dead too. So anything you've seen on TV, that ain't the way it works. Not out here in Las Vegas.
This is Las Vegas.
They will kill your 3-year-old child. Not because I think so, because that's exactly what they did.
Now, 3-year-old Contreras' family says they want to see the body cam footage from officers to learn why did they fire upon a 3-year-old child. Reporting live near Maryland and Wigwam, Joshua Peguero, 8 News Now.
No more negotiating.
The boy's family is demanding that the officers involved in that shooting are held accountable. They had been living in that apartment complex just for less than 6 months.
Metro Police releasing new body camera footage of the shooting that killed 3-year-old Kentre Baker. Good evening. I'm Marie Mortera.
And I'm Dana Wagner. That footage coming out just about 2 hours ago. Police say the child's father shot him twice as they fired their guns during this hostage situation. Our Krista Drummond joins us live from Metro headquarters. You were inside the room during that news briefing. I got to tell you, we showed it live on the air. It was tough to watch, Kristen.
It certainly was. Those videos released are very emotional. Metro Police confirming 2 police officers fired their gun during that situation, as well as Kentre Baker's father, who is identified as Quinton Baker, 28 years old. They're saying he fired at least 7 rounds during this entire situation.
How many shots was that now that he fired so far?
And as a warning, the video you are about to watch can be very emotional and difficult to see.
Stop! Stop right there! Stop! You got a gun to the chest? Hey, gun! Back. You move back here so he doesn't have sight on. Hey, you need to put that down, man. Hey, take the shot.
So as you see there, Quinton Baker coming down that walkway with his child Kentre in his arms. Metro Police sharing those 2 body camera videos today, along with another one showing their response of trying to help Kentre get to an ambulance, as well as the response with his mother when they initially arrived. Now, you can hear an officer command to take the shot, and that's after Baker states, "I'm trying to find the mom. I'm going to shoot myself."
Does this look like a gun to you?
Police say Baker was shot 4 times. The child, as I mentioned, Kentre, was shot 3 times. 2 bullets from his father's gun, according to police, and 1 from it that is unknown at this moment in time that did hit his leg. They are continuing their investigation to see who fired that bullet. But Metro Police say Baker fired 7 rounds during the situation.
Save the baby.
Police did respond to those apartments, Parkside Villas, around 1:20 in the morning on South Maryland Parkway about a domestic dispute. The mother of the child informed police Baker threatened to kill her and their son if he saw officers. Now, body camera video did show those tense moments when she was informing them of that information. And when Baker came outside the unit with Kentre, police gave commands to stop it. As you noticed, he kept walking toward officers. And I asked why he wasn't allowed to find the child's mother before officers shot.
A taser, 65,000 volts of electricity.
He said, "I'm going to kill myself. I'm looking for the mother." So what that would state with all of his intentions is he's trying to fulfill what he already said that he was going to do and wanted her to witness this.
What a fucking idiot.
But officers can't allow a guy with a gun pointed at a child to continue to advance and put more people in jeopardy, more people in harm's way. That can't happen. So this is the choice that the officers were confronted with.